Greenville City Council will come to order. Please call the roll.
Brown. Ely. Here. Godwin.
Here.
Norris.
Here.
Rogers.
Here.
Schmidt.
Here.
White.
Present. Everyone would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Evening, everyone. Evening. City Council members, you were emailed out the past minutes. They will stand approved as emailed out unless there's someone who would like to bring something up. Good. Okay. Approval of the current financial report that was emailed out. I will take a motion to accept or deny that.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve the current financial report. Discussion.
Mr. President,
Yes.
just for clarification for the council and for the group, the 44,200 and some odd $1,000 is the actual budget, correct?
I don't have,
From the expense report, we're happy to. I think we should. This says under revenue approved, or REV approved, 44,278,580. Is that correct? Is that the budget?
that's the revised budget.
Okay. Here's my question. I'm trying to understand, and if someone else can explain it as well, I'd be happy to listen. This says year-to-date we've spent $50,799,000, and we've got almost $2 million encumbered. So that says we're at basically $52 million against a $44 million budget. Is that correct?
No, you're looking at the bottom line.
Yes, I am.
That is not correct because we had projects that were in the water and the wastewater, and if you look in those funds, those are separate from the other general fund. So if you look at the general fund, that'll give you the general fund budget. If you look at the water fund, that will give you the water fund budget. So those numbers, because of we received grants and those fundings in, those numbers were posted into those separate funds. So those were not their revenue numbers, but they were paid out to a project.
Okay, and that's what I'm trying to understand. Now, where do we get to the point of having something that the seven of us can clearly understand as comparing budget to actual?
We will be having open session, we'll have a work session on the budget when we get more towards the end of the year. And when we're working on the 2025 budget, just like we always have in the past, at the 2024 budget, we had an open work session that we worked through, and that's when we worked through those.
My concern isn't with working through the preparing of the budget, it's measuring our performance to what we approved. And I'm trying to have something to be able to understand.
Right.
Because if I read this, it says we have encumbered and spent $8 million more than we had in our budget.
And that is not true.
So what is that real number then?
So you and I had this discussion already last week.
And that showed a $4 million number in the investments.
You have to add the investments back in because the investments are 23 million. So the investments have to be added back in to get the cash to be appropriate. So this, I believe this is a conversation that we should have in a work session when everyone has the paperwork in front of them. Be more than happy to do that if the president of council wishes to do so or the administration wishes to do so. But that bottom line, like we had discussed before, the investments have to be added back in.
Am I the only one on the council that doesn't understand this?
I have to be honest, I do not understand how the numbers flow across here and why they flow across.
Then I think we need to do a work session in order for you guys to understand.
Okay, and we have asked, I know I have asked, we've asked for a simple form that says, this is what our budget is, and we've asked for what the expenses, how things are, because if you try to understand this, it doesn't make any sense to me. So as far as I'm concerned, as a person, I mean, I'm just going to say it, this doesn't mean much to me. It may mean a lot to you because you can take it line for line. But if I'm trying to look at an overall picture, I don't see an overall picture. And I'm sorry I don't understand it, but that's me. So,
And I know you've tried to explain it to me on multiple times, and I still don't get it. So
Okay.
my question is, am I the only one, or are we the only two up here that don't really understand how to read this?
Is it, anyone else want to talk to that?
I mean, I don't know if you're the one that doesn't understand it or not.
Do you understand it? Completely?
Completely, no, it's not what I do every day, but, I mean,
Okay.
I don't know why we're waiting till now to bring it up.
I've brought it up since the second month I was on the council. I've brought it up multiple times to multiple people, and I've continued to have made no headway, so I figured I'd try a different approach tonight.
I think it'd be very fruitful for you, the council, to have a work session so you can understand what this is all about. And to be voting on things and not fully understanding it after Tim's taken time to discuss it, I don't know what else needs to be done, but that would be certainly in line.
We can do that.
Okay.
When's everyone available? Next Tuesday this time?
No. I'm gone. I am not.
Well, I'd like to get something nailed down,
This
so
week.
it has to be 24-hour notice, correct?
Correct.
So Thursday, 21st?
Do that.
Is anyone not available Thursday, 21st?
Thursday.
You can't?
Yeah, I cannot Thursday.
Okay. How about during the day on Friday?
Yep.
after 1,
I won't be able to do that either.
or at 8 o'clock in the morning.
What time would you be available Friday?
5:30 in the morning.
5:30? What time?
I can be here.
I can be here. I could.
After that, I won't be.
What about Monday, the 25th?
No.
Wednesday, the 27th, evening?
No.
No.
Thursday, the 28th, evening?
That's Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, we can't do that. Okay, we'll go into
Turkey, set that up.
December the 3rd. We'll meet an hour before the meeting. 6:30.
That would work.
I don't know.
Do we have a
I could do it then.
P and Z?
Well, no, wait a minute. Yes, I can too.
Park board at 5.
Can we do it Saturday? This Saturday?
I'm not available Saturday. Could we do it in the basement?
There's no conflict. They meet at 5.
We'll be.
Ryan says they'll be
Okay.
done.
6:30. We'll be fine if you want to do it in here prior to.
So December 3rd, 6:30.
I'm not available.
You're not available?
I'm sorry.
Okay, December 4th. 7:30 in the evening. Is anyone not available?
Me.
If I may, what if we do it after council on the 3rd? I mean, I know it could be late, but,
Okay,
I'm not here.
Good suggestion.
oh, you won't be here on that day. Okay.
I know the mayor won't be here neither. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be difficult with this. I'm just trying to understand it.
That's important that you are.
'Cause I,
Well, I'm 2 weeks out and no one can make it, so December 5th is Thursday. You're saying you can't make that? December 5th or 6th on a Friday. You were not available then.
Friday the 6th?
Yeah,
Mr. White is not.
I'm not.
okay. December
10th.
9th, it's a Monday.
Yes.
Is anyone not available December 9th,
Depends on what time.
7:30?
It'd be fine.
No, I am not available.
Okay, December 10th, which is a Tuesday.
I can't.
Won't be in town.
Okay, December 11th, we're 3 weeks out.
Yes,
What day is that on?
Wednesday.
Wednesday
I'm not coming back till the 14th.
of December.
Yep.
Is there anyone else that can't, besides Mr. Godwin, can't make the 11th? Clarence, are you understanding everything? You need to be here for that?
Well, I'd like to be, but
12th, just keep going.
Okay? The 16th is a Monday? Is anyone not available?
As long as it's later, that's fine.
7:30? Dolores,
Want to
7:30?
go as early as 7?
12, 16.
Yep.
Can we go 7?
Can we go 7? Has anyone got a problem with 7?
Is that the third Monday?
That's the Republican,
Okay, so December
Republican Christmas party.
the 16th,
That's a Monday, right?
yep, 7 PM. Will you post that for me? Okay. Any other discussion on the current financial report?
You came on.
Okay. I think I lost track, but you approved that, right? I made a motion to approve it. So a motion to approve the current financial report, there's no more discussion, call the roll.
Ely,
No.
Godwin,
yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
White.
No.
Okay, that's enough to pass. Approval of the agenda. We do have a need for executive session for Ohio Revised Code 121-22 to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official. That is it.
Motion to approve the agenda as amended?
Moved by Mr. Schmidt to approve the agenda as amended. Discussion. Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to public hearing session. Anyone would like to come up to the podium and speak, now is your chance.
First of all, I drove downtown tonight and I seen all the lights and things and looked in the windows and it looks beautiful. So thank you to who's ever been working on that. The tree is gorgeous. I can't wait to see it all lit up. Now for the thing that bothered me this week, and I need to know about signage. I live on Harmon and there are two young, I would say maybe they're around 12, 14 years old, and they're riding mopeds on the sidewalks, and they're real low riding mopeds. And one day, the one had actually a second person on there. Now, so I don't know what the law is for the city. Is a moped allowed on sidewalks? And then I had a situation happen Sunday afternoon. I went down to buy my ticket at the theater, and I was standing there, and there was a lady behind me, and she had a young girl with her. And I was getting ready to pay, and all of a sudden, I heard someone scream, "Look out." And as I turned around, some guy on a bike with a bag comes through me. I actually had to throw myself back up against the window, and the lady had to jump out of the way, and he tears down through us, going so fast. And I looked to see if there were signs that said no bicycles on the sidewalk, because I yelled, "Hey, you're not supposed to be on the sidewalk." He said something to me. I'm glad I didn't hear him, because I probably didn't want to hear it anyway. But what is the rule? Are you allowed to have mopeds on the sidewalk? Are you allowed to have bicycles on the sidewalk? If he would have hit an elderly person, he would have done damage Sunday. He was going that fast, and he looked to be in his late 20s, carrying a bag, of course. And it even shook the woman up that was behind me. I mean, it was a scary situation. I don't even know where he was coming from. All I did was I saw him, seems like he came around the corner, and just as lickety-split, he went down towards the courthouse. So what is the rule? And so then I know, and I'll just say, I'll arrest you. I don't know. But it was scary, and it scared the woman and the young girl too. So what is the rule? Can somebody please tell me?
Hello, Mr. Benji, our chief.
Oh,
If you want, Jenna, we can talk after this, if that's,
okay.
okay, we can get into it with, there is a law on motorized. vehicles on the
Electric
road.
bikes, that's,
Electric bikes are kind of a gray area.
They're motorized.
It's
They're motorized.
New developments, I know we've worked with the street department on some signage for like the trails.
right, but the sidewalks down Broadway used to actually have a sign that said, no bicycles on the sidewalk. And I looked for those and I didn't see them. They're, oh, on the corner. Oh, okay, well,
Sidewalks at each intersection.
okay, okay.
This is about bikes, skateboards.
Right, no skateboards or bicycles on the
An
sidewalk.
Electric bicycle would fall into that as well, so.
Okay, and what do you
That's
do?
happening. Did you call us?
No, I didn't, because
Should call.
since I wasn't, so I should call the police and I was gonna try to find him to see where he went, but I didn't, I lost track of him.
Just call us.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Thank you, Janice. Anyone else?
I can get you an application.
Remedial reading classes might be in order for some.
So Shop with a Cop, it's an event that we're holding December 7th. We're using some funds from the opioid settlement. We're going to be focusing on drug prevention and drug awareness for that. So far, I just checked a little bit ago, we have around 80 people signed up, and our goal is 100, so we're going to far surpass that. I'm going to meet with it's called Back the Blue. It's a nonprofit organization that's kind of partnering up with us and see about maybe additional funds from them to help cover. We'd really like $50 per kid, and that's with the money that we have, 100 kids, we're gonna be at our limit there. So if not, we're gonna probably just cut it off at 100, but that's gonna be a big event. That's gonna be at Walmart on December 7th at 9 a.m. The deadline to sign up for that is November 30th. And there's signups at the Y, Boys and Girls Club, both schools, and the police department. So we're getting really close to that maximum that we want, but we're looking into other options. Also, we just had our year 1 of 4 assessment for our accreditation. It went really well. Alicia Marker's our secretary, and she kind of took on the accreditation manager role, and she did really well with it. We did identify a couple areas that we need to work on, but overall it was really positive feedback from the assessor, and with Alicia not having any experience with law enforcement at all, she handled it really well, and I think we found a couple areas to work on and found out some good constructive criticism, I guess you could say. On Monday, the 25th, this coming Monday, we have a new officer starting, Seth Conway. He's going to go to the academy, so he's not going to be on the street until mid-next year, but he's going to be on the books starting Monday, and we're excited to get him in the door. He's in the National Guard, he's local, he's got a degree in criminal justice related, so we're really excited about him. We think he's going to be a good local, some of those foundational type people that we want to stay here with us at Greenville. Other than that, obviously, we've had a busy couple months with very serious investigations. The officers are doing really well with those. We're working with the prosecutor's office right now on those cases and trying to keep those, going through the process. I don't want to comment too much on that, just to protect the integrity of the cases, I should say. But I do want to commend the officers for the work they're doing and the things they're seeing. So kudos to them. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Yeah. Chief, on the accreditation, did we get away from CALEA?
No, we decided to stay with CALEA.
Okay.
We looked at some other options that were going to be a little bit more expensive, and now that we're really getting into CALEA, we're understanding it more. We know we're kind of
bang for our buck.
Yes, we're
Okay.
one thing that we're doing for the future years is making an agenda for throughout the year for things that need done on specific dates. So we have that in mind moving forward. I think in the past, there was this mindset that we were going to get away from CALIA, so it got relaxed. And I don't want to do that. I want to keep ahead of the game on that, be proactive with it, and so that we're meeting all the deadlines, and if there's corrections that need to be made, we can get ahead of those without being behind the 8 ball. And so we're, like I said, Alicia and Lieutenant Mon and Lieutenant Boyer are doing really well with keeping us on track with that, so.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief, a little bit more on the shopping with a cop. I know it's got a drug prevention theme or a drug education theme. What's the $50 is like Christmas shopping for them, or for them for their family, or?
Yeah, so the idea is underprivileged kids, we kind of targeted areas that where underprivileged kids may be, the Boys and Girls Club, the Y, and then in the schools, the SROs are seeking out those kids that may be at risk. And then once they get to the event, we're going to have some information to share with them and their parents about, but yeah, the shopping is for them. This year, we are flying by the seat of our pants to get it going. And then next year, I think we're going to add a little bit more structure to it on sort of the parameters of it. But this year, it was just, we wanted to get it done. We were running in late to the year. And so I think next year we have some good measuring points here to fix and make it a little bit clearer.
Do you need anything from the council?
I don't think so, Ken. I've been working with council and kind of lining it up, and right now, I think we're looking pretty good.
Can we help with any of the process?
So one thing that we did, I reached out to Back the Blue, that nonprofit. They're going to help us with some of the organization, and so at the horse parade, I'm using a lot of the spouses of the officers. I want to get them involved with this. So they're going to help us, like we're getting a spreadsheet and trying to set up some time slots for these, to kind of organize it a little bit better. So we really wanted to get the spouses of the officers hands-on. I really don't think that there's anything that we need from the city right now. I think we pretty much got it lined up, but I appreciate the offer.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
Thanks.
Good job.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Thanks, Chief.
Anyone else? Public hearing? All right, we will move on to administrative reports. Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say that I couldn't be more pleased at the way the command staff is reacting to just about everything that comes up and how they're working with their outreach to the community. The way they're working with the young children, it's going to set a standard of their respect for law as they grow up. And I think the relationship you're trying to set with the community is fantastic, and thank you very much for the direction you guys are going. And I think we have an outstanding young police department that's going to be around a while, and I just want to thank you very much. Want to thank the street department. Rob Wyant and his guys have done a tremendous job putting the lights up downtown, getting ready for the horse parade coming up on Saturday, the 23rd. This is the 21st annual Hometown Holiday Horse Parade, kicking off at 6 o'clock this year. And the new lighted truck and tractor parade to follow a few minutes after the horse parade ends. We've got the logistics of that all worked out, where everything will be running smoothly. And after the lighting of after those parades, the lighting of the holiday community Christmas tree at Annie Oakley Park. And the person we're honoring this year is Kirby Lyons. You knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, but Kirby Lyons is a tremendous member of the community and his family, and they still participate greatly and do a lot for the community, and I don't think there's any better person honoring this year than Kirby Lyons. A brief update on the code enforcement program. Since May, when Chad Baltus took over as code enforcement inspector, we've had over 80 cases of voluntary compliance, which I think is very significant. That's the direction of that's our goal, is to get voluntary compliance, and I think he's got a pretty good demeanor about him to get that from the people he's talking to. And, you know, the fewer cases we will go to court to enforce this, but the fewer cases we can keep out of court, the more cases we can keep out of court, the better. So that's our goal, is voluntary compliance, and I think Chad's doing a great job at that. With that, I pass.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Safety Service Director, Mr. Delk.
Thank you, Mr. President. The only thing I'd like to add to the horse parade, so things are a little different if we can get this information out to the public. So one, the horses will not be going around the circle and coming back down Broadway this year. They're going to go down Walnut, or down and around and back Sycamore. And then the truck and tractor parade will follow behind them. Same thing, but before everyone exits and starts to walk down the Christmas lighting, we're going to bring Santa in on a fire truck coming from the city building, Santa house, to the tree. So you can follow the fire truck to the Christmas tree lighting, and then everyone will stay safe. And other than that, I will answer any questions on legislation, but I will pass tonight.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Delk. Law Director, Mr. Raymond.
Mr. Council President, I will follow Mr. Delk's shoes and pass, and we'll have some updates during executive session.
Okay. City Auditor, Ms. Davis.
I'll pass, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to committee reports. Number one, we have a utility committee for replacing commercial and residential water meters in the city.
Honorable members of council, the Utilities Committee hereby submits our report. The Utilities Committee met several times to discuss the water meters that are failing within the city. These meters are not reading or working correctly. Commercial meters have a warranty of 10 years and are prorated after 5 years. The current commercial meters are on year 11 of the warranty, which are through census. The main issue with census is that the water department has to go out and manually read the faulty meters every month, which takes about 2 days. Residential meters have a warranty of 20 years and are prorated after 10 years. The current residential meters are on year 11 of the 20-year warranty. These meters have the option of being sent back for repair. The meters are given an estimate and then put back into service after repair. The service can take up to 12 to 16 weeks. On November 11th, we met with Core & Main, the supplier for the census meters. The Core & Main representative discussed the meter issues and system upgrades. The Utilities Committee recommends replacing the commercial heads. The heads have a 5-year replacement warranty, then will be prorated for 10 years. The city will need to order the residential heads and/or meters to get the water meter system working properly. Sincerely, Committee on Utilities, Clarence Godwin, Chairman, Chris Norris, Vice Chairman, and Brian Brown, Member.
Council members, you heard the reading of the Utility Committee's recommendation. I'll take a motion to accept or deny that.
I move that we accept the report as presented.
Moved by Ms. Ely to accept the report. Discussion.
Yeah, commercial meters, we got an estimate from Core & Main, and it was around $52,000 just to replace the meter heads. And right now, we got Lynn, the water distribution guys going out reading meters every month. And that'll get us another 5 years on these meters, on the commercial meters. And anything over 2-inch Curtis that's responsible to where the meter's at, like if it's a big supplier, they gotta pay for the meter head.
Yeah, two inch and down, we're responsible.
Yeah.
For
Yeah. And the reason we had this committee assignment is because we was having problems getting meters, and after meeting with Core & Main, 2 to 3 weeks for the replacement of the residential meters, and they were $147 a piece. And I think they put a requisition in for 150 of them.
we have 90 going back on one.
Yeah. So we should be setting pretty good with meters.
Okay. Mr. White, you had a question?
Clarence, you said, I think what was read in there was 5 year on the commercial heads, 5 years, 100% warranty, and then 10 years following that prorated?
On the commercial, it's only 5 years.
5 years full replacement, and then it fades out.
Prorated the second 5.
Yeah, the meters that we replaced 11 years ago was a Badger meter, and it was a mechanical meter.
Right.
And these meters we have now are battery supplied
Okay.
meters. And we're gonna have to have a program to where we gotta change these things out according to the, what is it, some waterworks, they can only, yeah, it can only be in 15 years, a meter, then it should be replaced.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Curtis.
Any other discussion? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Rogers,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Okay. Moving on, another utility committee report from the utility committee, annual review of the water rates and sewer rates.
Honorable members of council, the Utilities Committee hereby submits our report. The Utilities Committee met on November 8th, 2024 in the council chambers to discuss the water and sewer rates. After discussion, it was found that the shutoff fee is $20. To offset the cost of the future lead line project and meter replacement, the Utilities Committee recommends that the shutoff fee be increased from $20 to $50. It is also recommended by the committee that the water and sewer rates increase by 3% effective March 1st, 2025. The average water and sewer bill within the city is $51.40. With the 3% increase to water and sewer, it will add roughly $1.54 a month to the average bill, totaling around $17.44 on average for the year. Sincerely, Committee on Utilities, Clarence Godwin, Chairman, Chris Norris, Vice Chairman, and Brian Brown, Member.
Okay, you've heard the reading of the utility committee report. I will take a motion to approve. Moved by Mr. White to approve the utility committee. Discussion. Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris,
Yes.
Rogers,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Okay, that completes our committee reports. Moving on to ordinances and resolutions. Number one, we have the resolution accepting the Lake County sewer bid for sanitary sewer grouting maintenance.
A resolution accepting the Lake County sewer bid, Inc. bid for sanitary sewer grouting maintenance. This resolution authorizes the Safety Service Director to accept the bid from Lake County Sewer for sanitary sewer grouting maintenance.
Make a motion to suspend the rules and give this resolution second and third reading by title only.
Three at the same time. Moved by Mr. Rogers to suspend rules, give this resolution second and third reading by title only. Discussion. Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
A resolution accepting the Lake County Sewer Co. Inc. bid for sanitary sewer grouting maintenance. A resolution accepting the Lake County Sewer Co. Inc. bid for sanitary sewer grouting maintenance.
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to adopt this resolution. Discussion.
Mr. President, two questions.
Yes.
Number one, is there any discussion with Lake City Sewer about any ways it could be done for less money? I mean, in other words, a sit-down, not negotiation of price, but some of the things they could recommend that would save us some money? Do we ever do that?
So we come up with the bid documents and we bid it based on, so I'll try to shorten this up a little bit, but basically we go out and we evaluate sewers, and usually it's on like a paving schedule with cameras, flushers, things, and then we just identify areas and we have, I'd say miles of areas identified, and then we just put out a bid that we want grouting complete. So, for example, on the grouting side, so you can grout about 3 times as much pipe as you can by lining it. So there's lining, grouting, they go down. It's clay pipe that's usually in 3 to 5 foot sections that's butted together, that's normally at this point over 100 years old. They run what they call a packer down through there and they stop at each joint, they pressure test it, and then they pump a 2-part epoxy grout into that, and then they retest, and then that seals the pipe up. So as long as the pipe is, and a lot of times with this old clay pipe, it is in good condition. As long as the pipe's in good condition, we try to go the grouting route because you can get more bang for your buck. And then when there's areas where it's cracked or broken, that's when we try to go the lining route. And then the last process that we don't like to do is you dig it up and replace it, and that's where things get extremely expensive. You're talking on a project this size to replace that size of pipe, you're talking millions of dollars. So, I mean, I know that didn't totally answer your question, but I don't understand.
It led to a different question.
Okay, absolutely.
So this is the $283,000 to regrout
Correct.
a certain amount of pipe?
Correct.
Okay, so we won't know if we need to reline or dig up until after we go through the regrouting process?
No, we already know. We've already cambered it. We already know.
It's all known at this time?
Yep.
We put out the bid specs of what we want done, and then different companies are able to bid and provide us our best price. These were the two. This is accepting bids that we had already advertised for. Hey, we have this project, we need this amount grouted because we've identified it as the city.
Yeah, I encourage it. I spent a half a day with Matt's team on the sewer team, and some amazing equipment that we have as far as like it's like a little motorized vehicle with a camera on it that just goes right down those drains, and you can see it as good as the back of your hand. The camera system we have is really cool.
Okay. Second question.
Yes.
Are the funds encumbered in our financial reports at this point to cover this? Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to our second ordinance and resolution. That's a lot of paper. Resolution accepting Interform technology bid for sanitary and sewer lining.
A resolution accepting the In Situ Form Technologies LLC bid for the sanitary and storm sewer lining. This resolution authorizes the Safety Service Director to accept the bid from In Situ Form Technologies for sanitary and storm sewer lining.
Move to suspend the rules, give this resolution second and third reading by title.
Moved by Mr. Rogers to suspend the rules, give this resolution second and third reading by title only. Discussion. Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
A resolution accepting the In Situ Form Technologies LLC bid for the sanitary and storm sewer lining. A resolution accepting the In Situ Form Technologies LLC bid for the sanitary and storm sewer lining.
Motion to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to adopt the resolution. Discussion.
Mr. President, 3 questions.
Yes.
There's no funds listed with this. There's no value on this.
Then it was in the contract. What was the,
$257,805.50 was the lowest bid. Engineer's estimate was $242,300, and the second bid was $313,379. So we took the lowest in situ form, which was $257,805.50.
Okay. So it's not called out here, that's why. And this is also encumbered?
The money is planned for and the project is planned for, so the money won't be encumbered until council passes the legislation.
Is that the same with the last one as well?
Yes.
So
The
neither of
money,
them are
the money is
currently in-
accounted for.
Okay.
And it is budgeted for, but it will not be encumbered until the legislation is passed.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, one more. You said 3.
I dropped the other one.
Any other questions? Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
All right. Moving on to number 3, a ordinance amending ordinance 2315 in order to update projects on water works surplus fund.
An ordinance to amend ordinance 2315 in order to update projects in the Waterworks Surplus Fund. This ordinance amends ordinance 2315 to accumulate $19,466,900 over a 10-year period into the Waterworks Surplus Fund.
Move to suspend the rules, give this ordinance a second and third reading by title only.
Moved by Mr. Schmidt to suspend the rules, give this ordinance second and third reading by title only. Discussion on suspending the rules. Call the roll.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
An ordinance to amend ordinance 2315 in order to update projects in the Waterworks Surplus Fund. An ordinance to amend ordinance 2315 in order to update projects in the Waterworks Surplus Fund.
Move to adopt the ordinance.
Moved by Mr. Rogers to adopt the ordinance. Discussion.
Mr. President,
Yes.
how do we go about accumulating $19 million?
So by our Ohio Revised Code, in order to, so we take funds from the water fund, and then we put them in this project surplus fund. And basically, it's a savings account. So we have to, every year, go through this list and identify the projects that we're putting money into this fund for. And then as we complete those projects, we take them off. So like on last year's, like North Ohio and 502 water main were on this list. We're required to do that. And then since they were so completed, we take them off the list. And then as we complete the projects, we take them off. And the big number, one of the big numbers here is the lead lines, which is $10 million over 10 years. Our plan is to spend $1 million a year towards lead lines. And the other big one is the water tower, which is.
So the funds come from the water revenue?
Yes.
So they're just financially accounted for in this accumulation fund?
Correct.
Inside of the revenue, coming from the revenue of water and sewer?
Yes.
And that lead line thing is EPA mandated?
Correct.
Over a 10-year period?
Technically 13, but yes.
Yeah. So our hope is not to spend that $1 million a year.
Oh, we'll go after grants. It's just in order for us to take the funds out of the revenue and place them in this, the auditors require us to do this legislation.
So this one has to be budgeted as 1.9.
It's part of the budget.
In the budget.
It's part of every yearly budget.
Yeah. Correct.
Any other discussion? Call the roll?
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
White.
Yep.
Okay, moving on to our fourth and last, an ordinance amending ordinance 21-145 in order to update projects in the wastewater replacement and improvement fund.
An ordinance to amend ordinance 21-145 in order to establish a wastewater replacement and improvement fund. This ordinance amends ordinance 21-145 to accumulate $13,100,000 over a 10-year period into the wastewater replacement and improvement fund.
Move to suspend the rules and give this ordinance second and third reading by title only.
Moved by Mr. Rogers to suspend this ordinance and give it reading by second and third by title only. Discussion. Call the roll?
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
White.
Yep.
An ordinance to amend ordinance 21-145 in order to establish a wastewater replacement and improvement fund. An ordinance to amend ordinance 21-145 in order to establish a wastewater replacement and improvement fund.
Motion to adopt. Moved by Mr. Norris to adopt the ordinance. Discussion. Call the roll?
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
White.
Yep.
Okay. Moving on to old business, we have none. We have under new business, an application for a handicap spot.
So members of City Council, I have reviewed the application for special parking for handicapped persons filed on October 29, 2024 by Mark Earls, who resides at 307 Short Street. I have inspected the area where the applicant resides, and it is my recommendation that a handicap parking spot be erected in front of 307 Short Street. Sincerely, Chief Benji.
So on that, do we just need a motion and then a vote? Okay. So if one of you will make a motion to approve or deny it. Okay. Motion by Mr. Schmidt to approve the application for the handicap spot. Discussion. Call the roll?
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Norris.
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Schmidt.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
All right, moving on to council representing outside committee, community action, which would be Dolores.
Okay, sorry.
Oh,
Yes.
you're good.
You have any updates for community action for us?
Community action, yeah, I just have a couple things. As you know, I'm a big fan of community action. They are we're getting ready to have a major board meeting tomorrow or the next day. I think it's the next day. So we're getting ready to go through the budget process there too. And that budget is a little perplexing too. So I'm sure it'll be interesting. The local office is doing well. They have gotten their staff. They're almost completely staffed now, and that's coming. They had some shortages in staff, so they're up to date on their staffing now. They're learning to work together and do some new program adjustments. I find that the people out there are very invested in their jobs, and they're interested in serving our community. They still have a commodity food program that they do every month. That's done by registration. So if there's a need in the community, they can do that. They're in the midst of doing heating right now, and their application. People who need assistance with winter heating can fill out an application, be interviewed, and hopefully get some assistance with heating costs. And as Jana mentioned last time when she reported to us, AES is going to be doing some adjusting on theirs. So with one hand, we get one thing, and with another hand, we have to help. So, but I think it's a program that works well within our community, and I'm proud to be a part of that organization.
Okay, thank you for your update. Communications?
We received the monthly reports of October from the Street Department and the Income Tax Department.
Okay. Call of council?
Ely?
Okay. I just want to make an addition to this whole thing about the financials and this reporting. I just really want to understand and I need, I guess I'm asking for a crib sheet on how to, because maybe I'm comparing apples and oranges and kumquats, I don't know. And I don't mean to belittle anybody or to, I just quite frankly want to know a little more. And Kim, when we have met, I appreciate all the meetings that we've had. I just may be a little dense, so bear with me as we have this work session, and maybe I'll work on understanding a little better. So I certainly meant no offense. I was unaware. So and I would just say that, we have asked for a simpler form. I have asked for a simpler form. So I just want to go on record as no offense was meant to anyone. No offense was meant to any fellow council members. And with that, I pass.
Godwin?
I'd just like to thank the department heads for coming up tonight. And also, there were 2 committee assignments that was on the agenda tonight. And thank everybody for the meter thing was a pretty long thing, and like 5 or 6 meetings, kind of lost count. But, the money that we'll save should be pretty good as long as they deliver what they're supposed to. And with that, I will pass.
Norris?
If I can have a motion to excuse the absences for the month of November.
Okay. Motion to excuse the absence. Call the roll.
Ely?
Yes.
Godwin?
Yes.
Norris?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
White?
Yes.
And then for the balance, I'll try to squish this down a little bit. Veterans Day parade and the speech by our Secretary of State was fantastic. And we had perfect weather on Monday and so well attended up there. There was just astronomical amount of people for filled those 2 blocks. So that was just a great thing for the city to be a part of, and Mayor to run that and welcome Frank LaRose here to speak. It was neat. And Dolores got to be with the K-9 officer.
Yeah,
so
K-9
that's a
dog.
good thing. YOLO restrooms, again, a good turnout on kind of a gloomy, dreary day. With the adult changing station in those restrooms look fantastic. Great asset, a great addition to the city, and especially right in time for the horse parade. And I know that it's been a long time coming, and it looks good. And I went back with Matt, and we inspected the control room, and that would take a computer whiz to run that. And it does a lot of neat things in there. Just a great facility, great addition for the city. And then, Ryan, are we still on tomorrow, right, for the dedication?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a dedication tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock at the Water Street Cemetery. They're dedicating the new monument that was set there after all the trees were taken down and out of there. So I might need an umbrella tomorrow afternoon, but that's at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, Water Street Cemetery. So very good. With that, I will pass.
Rogers?
Thanks, everybody, for coming up, and just all the discussion we had up here for foregoing that. And with that, I pass.
Schmidt?
I just
Wanted to tell everyone, if I don't see you next week, have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. And with that, I will pass.
White?
Okay. Also, thanks to everybody for being here tonight. Jana, a special thank you to you for bringing things to our attention that wouldn't get here any other way. No, I mean that. You keep us honest, and that's good, and I appreciate that. If you need anything with the shopping with the cop, let us know.
Stop out if you like, we'd love to see you guys there.
Try to do that. As far as the finance issue, I know I have been very aggressive with this issue, and I mean it from a positive sense, because I spent my entire life dealing with plants and finances, and for the life of me, I'm still struggling to learn this one. And I don't believe that, I believe that all of the council members learning more about it can be of a help to all of us, and hopefully help us in going forward. No disrespect to anyone, no challenges personally to anyone. It's a matter of, I think it's our duty to have a good understanding, a good working understanding of it. With that, everybody have a good Thanksgiving. I'll pass.
President Baumgartner?
I will pass, and I would ask for, to rise into executive session, 121-22, to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or an official.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Schmidt to adjourn to executive. Call the roll.
Ely?
Yes.
Godwin?
Yes.
Norris? Yes. Rogers?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
White?
Yes.